Hey Adam, how's it going, man? Thanks for the good luck. Wish you could find an opponent. Hey Brian, it went pretty well. I put two accounts in Master and shot a minus 13 and a minus 12, and then I shot a minus 13 in Pro and a minus 10 with my little account in Rookie. So all four accounts are through to the next round. It feels weird not playing any accounts in Expert. Yeah, how about you?
Great shot.
Well, it sounds like if you shot minus 13 in Expert, then your two hacker rounds were well played, Brian. It's nice to get those extra looks. Good job. And Adam, that's a pretty awesome score in Expert or in Master. I thought Master was a lot of fun. This is a good course for it. It's challenging and also rewarding at the same time. Yeah, I dropped the LB on 6 on my minus 13 Master out of the bunker, no less. It's gonna be a lot of rings.
Perfect shot.
Close.
Nice on.
Yeah, I decided to just get through into the weekend or in the final round with my master accounts. Um, we're we're really in a hard grind session for C100 promotion right now, and so just getting into the weekend in master gets us 200 points right there. So my big goal was just to get into the weekend, and then whatever happens in the final round happens. there's definitely some good shots out there. That there's. I think Expert may not have as many looks this time. Neo's probably a good one to look at. That would probably be the best place to go to look at his Expert guide. He's really stepped it up in the last couple of weeks with the changes and everything. Yeah, if it was if it was a regular tournament, I probably wouldn't have qualified at least two of my accounts. Neo.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
I'm so horrible at this shootout. So let's go 25 mid 9-1.
Great shot.
Seriously, I'm so bad at this shootout normally. It's funny. I didn't catch that stream live, but I did see. I did hear about what he was doing. That was pretty crazy. Man, this audio is super high. Sorry about that. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't know the whole story between him and Graham and what was said and whatnot, but um, obviously it irked him enough to give away money for free, essentially. There was a stream that Neo had last week, Michael, that something happened between, well, I think something happened on Graham's stream, Graham Gaming, and so it affected Neo, or it was towards Neo, and so he was giving away free guides if you would go and unsubscribe from Graham. I know, it's funny, Adam, that you say that because the first couple times I watched his streams, I kind of wanted to believe him, and it's just gotten to the point where nothing has changed since he started making these claims, and so I don't know what to think. I try to stay out of it, but um, when I'm bored looking for some entertainment value, at least I'll check him out, see what's going on, and get a little laugh out of it.
shot.
Yeah, wasn't that great, Brian? Man, they did a great job on that dual stream. Yeah, Adam. Sometimes I'll turn on the like the first 5 minutes just to see what his argument's going to be at this point today. I've definitely never subscribed to the guy. He just kind of shows up in my sector every once in a while. Let's go one more.
Perfect shot.
Oh, it's a better line than normal. Oh, just missed. Yeah, I try to stick with just a couple in terms of people that I watch specifically for shots and whatnot. There's definitely good entertainment people value from a lot of people though. Oh man, I'm getting lucky tonight. Yeah, those are definitely good places to get notes from. Adam, I never saw him attack Liz and Ingrid. That's uncalled for. That's those people. I mean, they just give everything to this community in terms of helping people out and getting people on the map and really supporting everybody. It's amazing. Uh, Never should a bad word be said about either of them. That's a terrible thing to do. Yeah, I have a love hate relationship with Tommy. Um, when Fenzel kind of hit the world a little over a year ago, I started watching him more than Tommy. I think everybody kind of starts with Tommy and then branches out from there. And I just I just struggle a little bit with Tommy's approach. It's nothing really against him. It's just him and I just kind of do things a little differently. Um, and so then when like when Fenzel and DMAC started really breaking down how they do things, I jumped over to that side and really started following that. Good game, dude. I better just go with the APOC. Okay. Yeah, and that's the important thing, Brian, is don't get all your shots from one person. I mean, if you're going to buy a guide, perfect, do it that way. But I really like to follow a couple people, and like I've had tournaments where I'll say my notes will say like Neo, Fenzel, uh, you know, might say Tommy, it might say BK, it could be whoever, but I'll go to Golf Clash India, so I'll go to 3 or 4 different places to get shots from, and then I try to tweak them on my own for what's going to work for me, just to make sure that I'm comfortable taking the shot, because there's things that are more aggressive than others. Like in Master for this tournament on hole 2, there's people playing the sand bump on that crazy par 3 with a quarterback. That's just not my thing. I don't do sand bumps. I've never done them. It's just not something that I've ever been comfortable with. So that automatically is out the window for me. Whoever it was that created that shot for this tournament. So I immediately look to the next person to find the shot that I'm comfortable with taking. They just help me out with the adjustments and whatnot. Yeah, that's a common problem. There's no doubt. Actually, I finally found a purpose for my Ryder Cup balls in Master. On hole 9, I was able to use the extra topspin with the sniper to get over that water onto the green. I really didn't want to use a big dog or a cataclysm. I'm just more comfortable with the sniper, and if I hit great, it's not going to kill me like it does with those other clubs. So, so I used the Ryder Cup ball to get the extra distance and extra topspin, and it worked out perfectly. Hey Jesse, how's it going? Thanks for the good luck. Yeah, Adam, you're probably talking about the White Cliffs mini where they had that big downhill hole. I think for me, I've stared at ball guides enough um, when it comes to the sand shots to know that there's a big margin, or there's a small margin for error with those, and so it's just like, is it really worth it kind of thing. I'm just going to use an open ball and get this over with, hopefully. Just go 10 rings.
Great shot.
Let's hope that's not too much. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice when you get those, there's no doubt. How did your rounds go, Jesse?
Perfect shot.
Yeah, that works. What division, Brian? Are you still talking about expert? I don't remember expert wind. Is it tailwind or headwind? Yeah, hole 7's a bitch. There's no doubt. That's good, Jesse. Good to hear that you got them through. It's always tough in these minis because we don't get multiple looks in multiple days, and a lot of people are fearful of having to qualify on the last day, and the day after the first day is the last day.
Great shot.
Yeah. So Brian, if it's tailwind, the way I play that in Tour 10 is with a grizzly, with the blue ring in front of the bunker, and then I go about 1.8 topspin, and let me just get this off real quick. I'll go 4, 5. Let's try that. It's gonna be a bitch. 18.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, not good. Yeah, so I go about 1.8 top spin and then one left spin, and put that blue ring with the grizzly right in front of that bunker. That's just the way I play it in Tour 10, and then I play it at 30% mid. Man, I'm facing the same people over and over tonight. Yeah, either Grizzly 9 or Grizzly 8. They work out pretty well. But backbone would work too. You'd probably need to um, maybe put the red ring at the bunker line, or maybe like half of the blue.
Perfect shot.
I don't remember exactly what the accuracy is on the backbone. I might actually have a replay that I can pull up here in a second after this game. I think I just hit it recently. I'll plug it in too. Alright. Depends on how many games I've actually played since that replay.
Perfect shot.
80 accuracy on the backbone 9. Yeah, so it's not too far off from the Grizzly. Yeah, it's funny. I was after my rounds today, I was playing tour play, and I went to go look back at some of my shots on this account, and without realizing it, I'd already played like 20 tour play games, and everything was gone.
Perfect shot.
Funnel. Funnel.
Eagle. Perfect shot. Eagle.
You only give out booms for opponents in tournaments. We'll just call it a premature boom. Jeez, it's a lot of rings.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
That's a ridiculous win. I couldn't believe how high up my
Perfect
bullseye
shot.
was. Oh, you got the glitch roll. I'll tell you, the Thor's Hammer 7 is a wonderful club. The only bad part about it is having to do double adjustments in Tor 11. But it's basically at a power 3 ball, it's basically 1-to-1. And it's really nice to be able to use. Yeah, Brian, I would say, in my opinion, more than leveling up your APOC is getting your Thor's Hammer to level 6, and then from there, push into level 7. It's part of the reason why I dropped down to, let me see if I have that shot. It's part of the reason why I dropped down to Pro for a couple tournaments. Let's see. Let me go back to some Tour 10 stuff. Doesn't look like it. Sorry, man. What was this one? No. Yeah, I didn't think it was that long ago, but it must have been. I'm just trying to look at the names to remember who I was playing. Nope. Okay. Hey, Cody, how's it going? Tournament question. I carded a -12 last night when the tournament went live, so it was top. Tonight I've dropped to the bottom of the -12. Is it better to play closer to the end of the time? It's hard to say, Cody, because it depends on if you want to figure out shots by watching other people's streams and whatnot. You know, there's a lot of resources out there that can help out on certain holes. If you play early, you're kind of the guinea pig, because a lot of people are going to look at other people's shots and play throughout the day, and that might help them out to get that extra, 1 or 2 strokes that they need to get into, a higher part of the bracket. So it really depends on what your schedule is and just kind of the way that you decide to do things. Personally, for me, I always log in first, and then I'd play usually in the evening, and that's just so I kind of know what I need to do to qualify and how much time I need to invest to try to figure out how I'm going to play certain holes. Look at your number on the left side. Do you have the same number as the people that are above you? Meaning, like, if you're in 4th, is everybody else that's above you in 4th as well?
Great shot.
Because if you guys all have the same number, like qualifying number in terms of the positioning, then it doesn't make a difference. You're all going to be tied with the same score. Oh yeah, I guess I probably can't show you. Yeah, so if you're all in 3rd, then it's not going to make a difference. It's only when there's somebody, you might have the same score as somebody, but they show up with a 2 and you show up with a 3, it probably means that they, maybe had like an albatross or something like that that put them in a better tiebreaker.
Great shot.
Ooh, just clipped that rough. It's a tricky shot now. It's kind of like how on the weekend, par with the same score exactly. Then you'll have more eagles. But it's kind of like on the weekend. If everybody, if there's 3 or more people that are there with, minus 26, and you all have the same number next to you, you're all going to collect the, whatever it is, 30 or whatever place it is. You're all going to collect those same rewards.
Nice on.
Yeah, the win should be the exact same, Brian. The same thing happened with placement last weekend. Minus 24 and dropped like 18 placements. No, it shouldn't have anything to do with your actual timing of play. I have no clue here. I've never hit a curl shot with a wedge. I guess we'll go like 20 rings.
Great shot.
Yeah, if you if you really want to look into it, the tournament frequently asked questions page in the help section does have all the tiebreakers in there. So that's usually the reason why somebody would be ranked higher, or it's always the reason why somebody would be ranked higher than you, even though you have the same score. What do I do here? Let's just do that.
Perfect shot. Birdie.
Yeah, I know on one of my accounts, I'm in first right now, or ended up in first, and somebody was in second. We had the same score, but I had a par on a hole and an extra eagle. So I won tiebreaker because of the eagles.
Perfect shot.
Catch that slope. Oh, close.
Nice on.
Oh, bad reviews for Notebook? I would say that if you have an Android device, get Notebook. If you have a iOS device, then I prefer Caddy, but some people prefer Notebook still.
Great shot.
I don't know anything truly negative about Notebook. Yeah, if you can figure out the slider, it's money. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I've actually got both. Um, yeah, so I've got notebook on here as well. I just don't ever use it. There we go. So when I decided to get the apps, I bought both of them because I didn't know which one I'd want, and I played with them both and decided on Caddy over Notebook just because I like having all of my clubs there in case I choose a bag that has a different set of clubs than I think I have. I got to give this guy this game real quick. I owe him one. On iPad. The problem with the iPhone with either of those apps is that you have to switch back and forth. You can't overlay it over the screen like this. Um, so that I mean, it's really hard to play on a phone. There's certain people out there that can do it, but I had to go up to an iPad. It was it was important to me. It's nice to have the overlay that slides over. So here's an example like you're talking about where these two people at the top have the same score, but you can see that when you click on the equal sign, it says that the players cannot be separated. They share the same position. And I think if you even go into the info box, you can look at tiebreakers somewhere in here. Yeah. So what happens if I have the same score? So they talk about the different tiebreakers as well as to how it's determined who gets the higher position. And it'll actually show you. So like right here, it'll say I got the higher score because I had 3 eagles in qualifying, whereas that person only had 2 eagles. You know what's funny, Adam, is I've tried to use the wind arrow and I can't get it to to shoot to the right direction. I always watch like Damien streams and I'm amazed at how good he is in his grind sessions. I don't think the number of banners plays into that. Maybe it does. Hang on. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the number of banners. Hey Brian, thanks for hanging out, man. Oh no, that's the number of completed matches is if you have completed all 9 holes and your opponent has only completed 8 holes, then you automatically will always be ranked higher than your opponent. That rule rarely ever comes into play unless it's like a bracket that starts late in the evening or something like that. No, I don't want to be compared to those that have so many banners, that's for sure. That'd be horrible. We're trying to promote people to play Golf Clash and enjoy it and have success. I'd hate to have them get knocked down by somebody who's just played more. Yeah, GC Damien is ridiculous. It's amazing just watching him play and how methodical he is with everything, and everything's so dialed in. Oh, look at this wind. Man, if you can dial in shootouts, you're a master. I mean, that's really in tour play. That's the name of the game, you know.
Perfect shot.
Let's just try to hook it. I'm gonna come back a couple yards. Oh no! Hey, we're safe. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Um, with the changes that they made, I've seen even top level clubs in rookie and pro divisions. Um, it seems like there's just a lot of people out there with the top clubs. Hmm. All right, let's see what kind of shot we have. I don't think we have much. No. All right, let's just forfeit it. Yeah, I've heard Tier 3 of Rookie is a really, really hard division because there's a lot of people that have dropped down to that division. And with the new tiering system, people dropping down from higher level tournaments are automatically going to be placed in Tier 3 in Rookie. It's unfortunate that you are in Tier 3 if you've taken a long break. Hopefully that'll get fixed in the next couple weeks or so. Yeah, it's a tough system. It's we really haven't been exposed to what it entails, and I think that's a negative for Playdemic right now because you're seeing a lot of people that are good players that because of one or two small pieces of success have been placed in with the people that are bannering every time, and it's going to be harder for those people to compete than they were in the old system. And like you said, you're having people that are dropping down to lower divisions as well, trying to find easier competition or trying to find easier setups, and it's making pro and rookie harder than it's ever been. Not to mention the fact that we've got all these top spin boost balls that people can use to drive greens and things like that. It's a major competitive advantage over the average player. Yeah, a couple weeks ago for Halloween, they had a golden shot Halloween version, and you could get the werewolf ball out of it, which is a pretty highly coveted ball. It's one of the best 9-point balls that's out there. Yeah, I've got an account, Adam, that's I think its best expert finish is like a 30th. It does have a couple pro banners, but I've been playing it in expert for the past 6 months or so, and it's also ranked in tier 2, and it's not getting top 25s out of being placed in tier 2. That's for sure. And I think this account may have ended up in tier 2, except for that top banner there is my is my um, bronze medal that I got, or bronze banner that I got for the tournament right before the bracket changes. Good timing. Yeah, I do use text guides. Well, the clan I'm in has like shot sharing and things like that we use, and then also I'll make my own notes of how I want to play things based on watching other streamers, and just kind of like I was mentioning earlier, I don't grab just from one place. I kind of try to watch a couple different people that have helped me out in the past to see what they're doing, and then I kind of try to tweak it a little bit. Hey, Ciaran, are you talking about the fact that I can't get an opponent right now? There we go. Oh shit, I didn't put the grids on. Hopefully that stops. I've been trying to figure out this shot. Okay, comes in pretty good. Cody, when you bump from rookie to pro, are you still thrown into 3-star? When you get up to pro weekly league, check out before the tournament starts what tier you're in. You can only see the tiering for the weekly league or below that you're in. So if you're still in rookie, you can't see what your pro tier is right now. But once you get up into pro weekly league, go into the tournament prior to entering, and it'll tell you what tier you're in. Yeah, I'd love to have an Expert One account. That would be fabulous. Oh, come on. Yeah, isn't that crazy? And I was like, I would have had 3 accounts that didn't qualify if they didn't go to the 75%. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Hey, Adam and Cody, I made you guys both moderators in case anybody else pops in here. Yeah, that's my first troll. That's good to hear. Yeah, I figured I'd answer the first question and kind of see where that went. But obviously it wasn't going anywhere good. Hey, Mike. Yeah, tour grinding. Played my attorney accounts during the day today, and just trying to get some points and hang out with you guys. Oh, look at that. How's the tourney going? A little hot. Not too bad. If I could do that every time, I'd be happy. Yeah, it's a tough shootout. I've came a long way, I think, on Tour 11 shootouts in the past month or so, but it's still a challenge, that's for sure. Once you get to Tour 9, it's hard to get to 10, that's for sure. A lot of people hang out in Tour 10 because of the fact that it you don't have to go to the third tee, so it maximizes their results there. Cody, I hadn't noticed this final round was 9 holes until just now. Looks like a minus 13 or 14. Yeah, so you probably haven't been around for minis. So there are only 2 days of qualifying, Thursday and Friday, and then the only day that you can play the final round is Saturday. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of people, especially when the minis first started, would try to wait till Sundays, and at that point the tournament's over. So keep that in mind. Tiebreakers are, I don't know, I don't think they're as critical in minis because if you go out and shoot a really good score, you're going to do really well. But at the same time, you can definitely, if you fall kind of in that middle bracket, having a good tiebreaker is going to put you in 40th instead of 60th or whatnot. Oh, shit. Yeah, I've had many clanmates that have sent messages on Sunday going, "What the heck happened?" Yeah, they had one mini tournament, like I think it was like Easter of 2019, and then they never had another one again until everybody complained about not having minis anymore, and now they do them every single season. The fourth week of the season is when they do them. Man, that's the second time this guy has hit great right on this hole and beat me. Yeah, it very well could be a replay. You never know. Um, I like the grid. I don't like the Apple grid that comes with the Apple device. However, I meant to actually turn it back on. The problem with it that I've found is that the needle kind of jumps around a little bit when you go to take your shot. Um, I had pretty good success today hitting perfect, even though it was a little jumpy. But in a game that, it's really hard anyways to hit perfect, having anything that's going to inhibit that from happening is a downside. So I'm hoping to be able to jailbreak this thing in a couple weeks and get actual grids on it. But I do like the grid system to be able to use it. I feel like I was a lot more accurate today using it, but I normally in the past have been turned away by the accessibility grids that Apple provides because of the needle lag that it creates. Yeah, Mike, for the last, I think we were all confused with the schedule for the minis of when they were coming out, but then they finally found kind of a consistent rotation where they would do them the last week of the season every season, and I think it helps to kind of let people get that rhythm as opposed to just not knowing when the heck a tournament's going to come out. Yeah, I was thinking about it when you mentioned that you had taken some time off, Cody. The evolution of the game in the past year has been just night and day from where it was before that. Like you mentioned, notebook and caddy, people using tablets now more instead of phones to play the game. The amount of streamers that are out there that provide content of how to play shots and the replication of them is incredible. There's so many guides that are made nowadays to help out people. There's just a lot of different ways to be better at the game than ever before. Yeah, now Cody, if you go on to like Facebook groups and whatnot, you can even find shootout guides that people have created for how to play um, every single shootout out there in different win situations and things like that. So the amount of content that's available for how to play this game, and a lot of it's free, is incredible. Yeah, Mike, I wouldn't mind a mini tournament every week, only because it would give me the option, like, do I want to play in this tournament? Do I not want to play in this tournament? I'm not saying I'm necessarily for it, but I I wouldn't be against it either. What do you guys think of these new tournament chests that they have? Yeah, Adam, I kind of wish that I could go back as well to the first couple of years in the game. I wouldn't mind it, that's for sure. Cody, I've maxed out every tour through tour 11, but I don't have all the trophies right now in all those tours. Yeah, to me with the new chests, you have a decent probability of getting epic cards, and if you're trying to max out your rares, um, it's definitely a chest that'll help you out. The other thing I like is that I can start to open the chest before I go to work, and then it's done when I get home from work. So it works out pretty good. Yeah, they just got rid of tournaments or shootouts 2 tournaments ago. Well, I mean, basically, the last big tournament a week and a half ago was when the first tournament that they ever got rid of um, the shootouts, and it's nice. I do agree that there's a lot of people out there that either want or need the coins. I know, like, I used to use the Master Minis to try to get Tour 12 chests and also Tour 12 coins. One thing I think is going to be interesting is, people with multiple accounts now have to do some grinding because you don't get any coins for your weekly league. Yeah, no problem. So you can kind of see, like, everything's mostly maxed out. There's certain trophies here and there. Maybe tours where I just decided to move on to the next tour. And like I said, I have maxed Tour 11 at one point, and fallen off a little bit. And then for clubs, I've got level 6 and level 7 epics. All of my rares are maxed. And then obviously all of my commons as well. And most of my 6s are halfway to 7 right now. At least the ones that I really want to improve on. But to me, like for tour play, this setup right here, actually, I mean, this setup right here is the setup that I think is the most valuable until you get to where you have level 7 Falcon and level 7 B-52. I've just never been a Goliath fan. I've always been a backbone Grizzly fan. I take the accuracy over the distance that the Goliath gives you. But I think it's probably a 50-50 split between the two now that they've remastered the Grizzly a year ago to be a much better club than it ever could be. Yeah, it's nice to have options. You know, I've had maybe one or two instances where I've gotten the Boomerang, the Horizon, and the Junglist or something like that. But for the most part, I've usually got at least one of the, a Cataclysm, a Thor's Hammer, APOC, a Falcon, an Endbringer, something like that out of those three options to choose from. Yeah, there's no doubt. Especially when Oasis was on Tour 10, people would play with the APOC all the time because you needed the curl. And if you didn't have an APOC 6 and you got some of those Oasis shootout holes, it was a big problem. At that point, I switched from when I had APOC 5, I switched out of the APOC 5 and went to the Rock and the Thor's Hammer as kind of a two-headed combo. Um, so I would use the Rock if I needed the curl, and I would use the Thor's Hammer if I didn't. Yeah, I always feel that way, Mike. Um, but I can think of some instances today where we've had either like a cross tail or a straight tail. Um, I don't know. You kind of get numb of it because it happens so often that you just kind of expect it and roll with it. I think with all the balls in the game now that are that are the win 5, win 4 balls, it feels like they're just always doing a little more in the headwind category. Where am I at? Like mid? Okay. Wow, way off. Oh, what are we doing here? So we're going to go 20 max. Yeah, I don't really use any special balls in tour play if I can get away with it. I will use the Kingmaker in like 15-mile-an-hour headwinds with a when I have a tighten up. But I mean, to me, like I spend money on these balls. I don't need to use them in tour play. I'd rather use them only in tournaments. Man, you are so right, Mike. That I can't tell you the amount of times that I'm like, okay, I've seen headwinds all night. That opponent's screwed. They're going to get a headwind, and then it ends up being a 12-mile-an-hour tailwind that gets their rough iron to the green. Oh wow, that's close. Yeah, sometimes you feel like they're always out to get you. Should be good. Do you use gems to open tour chests? Um, it depends on where you're at in the game. So right now, with all of my rares and commons maxed out, I won't use gems to open tour chests unless I need a slot open for like a nice tourney chest or something like that. Um, when you're new to the game and you've only really got common cards and you're still trying to get them all maxed out, 100% you should be speed opening chests to get your clubs maxed up, as long as you have the coins to pay for the upgrades. Once you get to the point where you are pretty comfortable with your commons, my advice is to speed open your silvers and let your golds open on their own. And so, like, if I do a big grind session, I'll basically grind until I have 4 gold chests in the slots by speed opening all my silver chests. You're a lot of times going to get gold cards out of, or rare cards out of the chests in the in those silver ones, and at the same time you're going to have more cards available for the prison chest as well. I knew that was going to be short. Dang it. It's just a brutal headwind. Yeah, it really depends on where you're at, with your clubs and whatnot. Yeah, I do. To me, it's what you can get familiar with. Like I said, when it comes to tour play, I like the fact that I can have multiple clubs up here, because if I change bags for whatever reason, then my drivers are all listed here, and I don't have to switch out the driver like you do on Notebook. Um, so that's part of the reason why I use Caddy. Also, this slider right here, I find it to be a lot better on Caddy for tournaments um, than it is on Notebook. But if you already know your slider that you need, then you have 30 to 45 seconds to get that number right on Notebook. But if you're trying to figure out your slider number, then I find it to be easier to use on Notebook. Spitfire is not a good club until you get it to at least level 5, if not level 6. It's a beast of a club, but if you're with the amount of trouble that it can get you in, it's not that good of a club until you get to level 5 at least. Up until then, I would definitely stick with the Malibu. You know, the only problem with the Malibu, right, is the topspin on it. But if you can hit perfect with a Malibu, you don't need topspin. So it just kind of varies. I've switched over to the Spitfire now that it's a level 6. There's just too many advantages for it over the Malibu 9. Embringer or Rapier? You can see that I use the Endbringer here. I don't want to talk anybody off of the Rapier because it's a really good club. I watched Jared A's video on Endbringer School, and I've switched to the Endbringer. Only because it's easier to calculate my shots, not necessarily because I'm hitting more shots with it yet. But I use, let me see if I can pull up something. I'll just take this third shot, for example. I'm just going to try to take a quick screenshot. Okay, so you can see the line, right? That's my shot to where max distance is. So with the Endbringer, unless you have a huge elevation change, you can go ahead and find out where the position of the pin is. So in this case, it would be like 15% on the slider scale. And then you can go and put your Endbringer with no spin through the hole and do a 20% elevation at 15% slider, and the majority of the time it's going to go in. So it's easier to calculate, and it goes a little bit quicker, especially when when you only got 30 to 45 seconds to figure out your shot. So that's the reason why I switched to the Endbringer. But there's certainly situations where, especially when you get the Rapier up to level 8 or level 9, where the Rapier is maybe even a better shot than the Endbringer. So, I think I missed a question. How do you know elevations? Just a close guess from experience. Yeah, it's really, elevations on. Let me delete that. Elevations on caddy, right? So these 5, 10, 15, 20, those numbers, they're really a combination of things. So it's the elevation of the hole, but then it's also the amount of wind push that you're going to get from your ball. And so you may have a shot that is not downhill or uphill, but you play it at 20% elevation because it's a heavy wind and you're going to get a big push out of it. So that's the reason that the elevations will change, and can even change in a tournament based on if you use a basic ball or you use a Win 5 ball. And so it's just something that you got to kind of tweak with and find out what's working. What I used to do in the old tournaments is I would try to get to the same yardage every time on my drive, and then I would just keep tweaking the shot. If I'm playing 15% at 50% slider and I'm missing right, and the wind is right to left, then I know that I'm over adjusting, so I drop it down to 10%, unless I think that for some reason my slider distance is wrong, then I would adjust it from there. So it definitely is a guess from experience, but it's also just kind of it's one of those things that you can get pretty close just by coming up with a standard number for a hole. But to really get those drops on the weekends or in the tournaments, you really got to dial in what the true elevation for the hole is, including the wind push that you're going to get from the ball. Yeah, Adam, it's funny because everybody loves the rapier because of the topspin, but if you don't understand the way that the topspin works on the rapier, and whether or not you have a true ball guide, you can blow right through holes without even understanding what just happened. Hey Vivek, how are you? Thanks for hanging out. Honestly, I think elevation is the one thing that has kind of been hurt a little bit by the guides, because if everybody's dropping shots at 20%, you're automatically going to play the hole at 20% instead of being able to kind of figure it out on your own. If people are hitting a shot from 374 at 20% at 42% slider, why wouldn't you try 20% at 42% slider, you know? So here's a perfect example. 12.3 wind, I can't get over with the Thor's hammer, so I'll switch to a Kingmaker. And I still can't get over. I Well, I'd rather have a rough shot than a. Looks like I can maybe get there. I think we're gonna go this route. That's a good point, Adam. If you don't have a Spitfire 6 and you do have a Houdini 9, I would take the Houdini 9, but I would not play the Houdini before it gets to level 9. At level 9, it's a beast of a club. Yeah, Vivek, I mean, Malibu level 8 is a good club. There's no doubt about it. Like I think you had just popped in, but um, the, there's nothing wrong with Malibu level 8. The problem, the disadvantage to it is the topspin that you can get from it. But the accuracy and the ball guide are great with it. So it's one of those things that and I've used the Malibu in level 10, and I've used the Houdini in Tour 11. Um, but it definitely can put you at a disadvantage not having that extra topspin compared to the Spitfire or even a level 9 Houdini. I thought I was going to love the Houdini for the backspin, but it really is very situational that you ever use the full backspin if you're trying to win a game. Oh, nice. I've rolled out. I think Houdini 9 has more topspin. I can look it up real quick. Yeah, it's nice to have the full topspin with the Thor's Hammer 7. You do get lucky in some of those cases. Yeah, so Malibu Malibu 9 only has 30 topspin. Houdini 9 has 70 topspin. Hey, Michael, how's it going, man? Yeah, it was pretty easy to hit thorn backspin shots at the lower tours, but they get really hard once you get to the higher winds. You almost have to play an offset um, or use like counterspin. So if you aim it at the hole on your backspin shot and you're going right to left, then use like a bar to a bar and a half of left spin to counteract that wind push. Alright, so 20% end bringer. I find the full distance, which is right there. I'll call that 45%. Might be more like 50, but we'll try 45. And I put the ball guide through the hole. And so that's going to be 5.7. I'm going to do it this way. Money. It kind of is, Mike. It's crazy. You know, Jared A gives out 2 different ways to do it in his video, but the 20% rule in most situations is going to work out. I really haven't found anything that hasn't been a major uphill or major downhill shot that has missed with a perfect ball using that method. Yeah, that's a tricky shot because of that tree. If you have a left to right wind, there's a pretty good funnel behind that hole, but you can't see it without a ball guide. Yeah, I'll say that using the grid today, besides the fact that the needle's still a little glitchy, I think my adjustments have been really good today. Whereas normally using the top of the ball, it's been a little different. 20% rule work for a Rapier 9. It might. I don't know what the. I mean, you would think it would probably work because they both have 95 accuracy, so it would probably work. I don't know if the ball guide shifts as much. That'd be my only concern. Ooh. But I definitely think the only club that would work would be the Rapier 9. I'm just going to try something here. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, this is a horrible hole. And the worst part about T11 is that there's a lot of people that have it dialed in. So if you don't hit that drive perfectly, people have, Cat 7s, Cat 8s, and they make it really hard on you. So we can maybe do this with some curl. I thought it was plugged in, but I guess not. I just can't get out. Yeah, what I don't know, Adam, is if the Rapier 9, if the ball guide at no spin looks exactly like it does with the EB. That's the part that I don't really know for sure. Yeah, Mike, it's kind of interesting. Did he make it? Okay, it's kind of interesting. The needle jump is annoying, but I found that if in my timing system, it doesn't affect me hitting perfect. It's just it's really hard to follow the needle. Is I guess what I found with it. Holy cow! Where are we at? About 5%. I don't know what happened to my grids. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like a visual lag, but it's not a lag when it comes to the actual shot. Oh, let's see. What are we doing here? Oh, shit. That was good. Yeah, I played that at 35 max with a 180 yard club, but you have to I kind of pulled back the the bullseye about a little less than a ring after my adjustment because you're going from downhill to uphill. And I played that with 6 backspin. I'll just go through it real quick. Oh man, this hole in headwind is a nightmare. So I think I was at the plus 11 when I adjusted, but 6 backspin and then just get the ball guide in line with the hole. And then 7-9 was 10.3 rings. So you can kind of see I squared it up and pushed back. Well, it was supposed to be a little more. And I just put a slight amount of counter curl on it. That was just kind of a mental thing at the end there. Thanks, Mike. No, it's totally different in headwind because you're using the driver. Um, I think I play at 20. Let me see. I played at 30 min. And that one's kind of tricky because you want to go 30 min and then you want to pull back or pull towards the pin about a ring because you're going to adjust down into the bunker. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we had a practice mode where you could just practice shootouts all day long? I'd be out there with my 250 Marlins just trying to figure out elevations. Hmm. I hate this hole. I'm so afraid of going over that rough patch that I always under adjust. Yeah, I hear you, Adam. I don't think anybody is a big fan of that, that's for sure. Especially not the cost of them. Man, I'm just off by a tick right now on those shots. All right, I'm gonna play one more game and then call it a night. Yeah, Vivek, I'm hoping that they come out with, they kind of hinted at some challenges that they're going to release, and I think they might be coming out with the next update, which is on the 23rd. So that is Sunday. Um, it'd be cool if there's like tour play challenges and things like that that you could achieve to get things like the tokens, or maybe you get the emojis, and with the emojis you get the practice tokens or something like that. It doesn't always have to be a spending money kind of thing. Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't rolled out some sort of chest that has, even if it's a small probability of getting, one of the new sayings or the emojis or whatever it is. I did notice that after the last tournament, the one account that I used practice tokens on got 9 practice tokens, and the other 3 accounts all got 7, even since I didn't use any practice tokens. I don't know the formula for it, don't know why, but I thought it was weird that this account got 9 tokens. Yeah, I could see Mike instead of just, the people with like max clubs, instead of just getting balls, maybe getting those the emojis or whatnot. That'd be something I could see them integrating into the game. Yeah, Adam. Of course, the update comes out the same day as the the fall major, so we'll see what kind of chaos comes out of that. Oh, sorry about that. All right, headwind. I'm just gonna use a special ball. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I don't use special balls, because I know what the Titan can do. Luckily, I got an opponent with an APOC 4. Yeah, if you get straight headwind on this hole, it's a nightmare. I should have probably just used a top spin boost ball with the Thor's hammer. Yep, I hear you. All right, so that's min. Ah, I need more backspin. I hope he drains this. I deserve it for the way I played this hole. Yeah, I like tour 9 because I can play with a navigator with these clubs. Close. Yeah, but he played it the same way with an APOC 4 and a Kingmaker. I played it the same way with an APOC 6 and a Power 5 ball. Now I gotta think about how to play each shootout, or whatever shootout we get. Yeah, it's definitely an albatross hole if you can dial in that second shot. Alright, headwind, 15% min. Oh shit. See, this is my problem. I'm screwed. Alright, so let's just go 30 max, power 3. It's gonna be way left. I told you. I just gotta stick to Titans. Titans are the way. Alright guys, that's not the way I wanted to finish, but that's gonna be it. So that was awesome. Had a really fun time. Thanks for hanging out, asking questions, and let's do it again sometime. So thanks for the support, and I will stream at least one master round on Saturday. I promise that, and anything else I can get in as well, I'll make sure to do it. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for the support, and we'll catch up next time.